Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the fourth and final film in the Youth Gone Wild 1950s Juvenile Delinquency box set from Imprint Films, and it is 1955's Teenage Crime Wave. Sometimes it's actually hyphenated in terms of the word teenage. This is directed by Fred F. Sears, who did a mix of sci-fi and film noir in the 1950s. So he also did the likes of Earth versus the Flying Saucers, The Werewolf, The Night the World Exploded, Chicago Syndicate, which is my favourite film I've seen from him, and the notoriously bad It's So Good film The Giant Claw. This is a juvenile delinquency film noir crime film. So we've got three genres there working in tandem. It's clocks in at 76 minutes long. Stars the likes of Tommy Cook, who was in the likes of Cry of the City, Panic in the Streets, and Missile to the Moon. You've also got Molly McCart, who was only in three films during her short career as a actress. Um, I have actually seen one of the other three that she's been in, and called A Kiss Before Dying, although she was in a much more minor role in that film. And finally, you got the likes of James Bell, who was in likes of I Walked with a Zombie, The Leopard Man, and The Tin Star. So, falsely convicted of a robbery, Jane finds herself transferred to an industrial school alongside new cellmate Terry Marsh. But when Terry's boyfriend Mike busts them free, Jane unwillingly becomes a fugitive on the run. When the desperate group takes a family hostage, tensions start to boil over, but how far can things escalate before the law catches up with them? So, apparently, this is an infamously bad film. It was apparently on a Mystery Science Theatre 3000 in the 90s. And although this isn't without its flaws, which is probably why it was on that kind of show, it is nonetheless an entertaining film because of and in spite of those issues, especially when it comes to the over-egged performances and ripe as anything dialogue. That said, the pacing is on point due to the plot not being overly complex and being as forthright as possible when it comes to its themes and characters, both of which give this a rather sensationalist tone, which is further emphasised by the fact it's got quite a lengthy text scroll at the beginning talking about how high crime rates are amongst the youth, treating it more like a disease because if it doesn't stop, then it's going to spread and such like that. But despite that kind of sensationalist aspect to it, there is also some effective tension. It is well shot, the production is solid, the number of people who get killed on a whim is in keeping with its sensationalist tone, so it is at least consistent in that regard, and it is engaging throughout. So, yeah, I'm not going to call this a great film or anything, but because there's quite a lot going on with it in terms of just the general tone and the flaws that it has going on with it, it is nonetheless a thoroughly entertaining film. And even though it's not the shortest film in this box set, it is the second longest, in fact. It kind of flies by in terms of its overall pacing, I'd say. It's not a great film by any means, but I did really enjoy it, and it's going to get 3.5 stars out of 5 as a result of that. And yeah, there is the disc itself, which has the same kind of artwork as the front cover. And the film is in 1080p, black and white, in the 178:1 aspect ratio, LPCM 2.0 mono audio. You got the English language soundtrack with optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Although I will say there were some misspelt words or incorrect subtitles overall in certain areas with this for some reason. And yeah, like the previous three other films, this is a worldwide debut on Blu-ray, but there are no extras on this release for whatever reason. And yeah, not sure why this is the fourth film in the box set, given it is the oldest of the four, with the other three being from 1958. But yeah, you can certainly see that this is kind of one of the earlier instigators in the juvenile delinquency film kind of genre. Although, like I said in the previous episode, or the previous film that we looked at in this box set, obviously Rebel Without a Cause is the most iconic of those kind of films. Overall, this box set's been really interesting. All four of these films have been debuts on Blu-ray, so that alone is well worth supporting because, yeah, at the end of the day, these have been very hard to come by for anyone else to watch. That in of itself is a something to credit Imprint Films for doing. Overall, just been an interesting watch, to be honest, to see this kind of snapshot of American life in the 1950s. Now, granted, it is probably, like I said, with this film in particular, Teenage Crime Wave a little bit on the sensational side of things, but overall these have been enjoyable. They've all been engaging, and yeah, none of them have been particularly awful in any kind of way. All have got on 3 or 3.5 stars. So we're going to rank these in terms of best to worst. So Live Fast Die Young gets first place. It's the one that feels more like an actual film in general, to be honest. Teenage Crime Wave gets second place just because it's ridiculously entertaining. It's not great, but it's still pretty fun. Then Young and Wild gets third, but to be honest, that and Juvenile Jungle are pretty much side by side. It's only really Young and Wild that gets the edge just because it's a little bit more action packed than Juvenile Jungle. So yeah, overall a really well solid box set, and one that I do highly recommend trying out. And who knows, maybe we'll get more of these in the future. But yeah, Imprint really do knock it out of the park when it comes to these box sets, particularly when it comes to providing films on Blu-ray for the first time. And yeah, every film on this box set is a worldwide debut, so that alone, like I said, is well worth supporting. So yeah, hopefully they find more films out there that have long since been languishing on either poor quality older formats or never been released physically at all. So yeah, but nonetheless, if you have seen Teenage Crime Wave before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye.